Welcome back to the Ovolve podcast, where energy meets awareness and potential becomes purpose. I'm your host, Mason Cromwell, and today we're diving into a mindset that separates those who break and those who break through. Episode 4 is all about the growth mindset, on the ice, off the ice, in your sport, and in life. Because here's the truth, your failures are not the opposite of success. They are the fuel for it. When you understand how to convert that failure into power, nothing can stop your momentum. As the late Kobe Bryant said, if I fail today, I'm going to learn something from that failure. I'm going to try again. What is growth mindset? Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck defines a growth mindset as a belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset creates resilience. It builds grit. And in sports, especially in hockey, it's the difference between a player who crumbles after a bad game and one who uses that game as a blueprint for improvement. Fixed mindset says, I'm just not good at this. Growth mindset says, I'm not good at this yet, but I will be. The question isn't whether you fall, it's what do you do with the fall? I've seen it time and time again. A player misses the open net or lets in a weak goal, and they mentally collapse. You can see it in their body language on the bench. Their shoulders drop, breath shortens, their heads are down, they're banging their sticks. But you know what the elite players do? They analyze, they adapt, they evolve. Every turnover is a lesson. Every missed chance is a mental rep. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your training, and that includes your mental training. So next time you make a mistake on the ice, ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? How do I turn this into fuel, not frustration? Because you can feel it either way. You can feel the negative, and that will continue to fuel the next and the next mistake, and that just gains momentum. Or you can take a step back and put that fuel into getting prepared for the next time. Fuel a different outcome. Not what happened, what you want to make happen. Off the ice, it's no different. Maybe you didn't make the team. Maybe you got benched. Maybe you're rehabbing an injury and feel left behind. Those are not signs to stop. They're invitations to grow. Something in life is trying to slow you down. It's trying to make you reflect. Life's all about timing. I know we want to evolve and we want to get from point A to point B, and it's got to be this linear in our minds. We want it to be this linear progression and a fast progression upwards. But that's not the reality of life. The reality of life is you're going to go through the ebbs and flows, the peaks and the valleys, the ups and downs, and in that you're slowly progressing. There is a progression. Not quick enough for the human mind, the human ego, our egos, and how fast we want to get there because we're impatient. So I'm going to reflect back on a quote I've already used, and Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You grow from 100% of the shots you miss if you reflect on them. Right? So if you reflect on that mistake, that's growth. That's pivotal learning. Every failure contains feedback. Every setback carries strategy. If you're willing to look. Growth mindset means seeing life through the lens of improvement, not embarrassment, not the feeling of being unworthy. So how do you turn failure into fuel? First, you reframe it. You shift from I failed to I learned something. There's a powerful quote that has really helped me in becoming a better coach, a better father, and a better person in life. The quote, "The more you think you know, the less you actually know." It's a quote that I've come up with, but it's really paraphrased from an idea rooted in Socratic philosophy. The original concept comes from Socrates, the classic Greek philosopher who famously said, "I know that I know nothing." This was recorded by his student Plato in Apology, where Socrates explains that true wisdom comes from recognizing one's own ignorance. There are related variations from Albert Einstein, who echoed a similar sentiment. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. Then there was Aristotle, also contributed to this line of thinking. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Kind of powerful when you think about it, isn't it? The more we think we know, we're blocking ourselves from truly learning. Because there's something to be learned in everything. Even our successes, there's something to be learned. If we think we know everything, we're not really going to learn anything, are we? So the next step is review it. What specifically didn't go right? Take a step back. Step outside of the incident, outside of what happened. Get curious. Third, refuel from it. Take the lesson and apply what you learned, and apply it with fire. Apply it with intention. And the next time, the next situation, there will be a different outcome. It might not be the outcome you intend. There will be an improvement, that's for sure. But that's all part of growth. That's all part of learning. It's all part of evolving. One of my own turning points came after I was excluded from a game I was supposed to start, which I've talked about in episode 3. I was lied to, left out. That could have been the end of my hockey story. And for about a year it was. I quit playing goalie and really lost my passion for the game. My passion to play in an organized sport as part of an association. I didn't feel like I was enough. Like I was valued. And I continued to play road hockey and I loved it. And that was different because it wasn't like there were anybody there weren't any coaches, there weren't any managers. It was just a bunch of kids out there playing and one team against the next. We used to have these fantastic rivalries with a group and in our neighborhood, and the different neighborhoods were separated, and we'd have our own little tournaments and series and playoffs, and it was fantastic, and it reinvigorated my passion for the game and for the sport, and able to separate myself from that the politics and personal motivations of adults and people. But I was able to shift through it, even though I held on to a lot of that pain from the incident, which knowing now really truly did hinder me. It made me insecure. It made me feel like I needed to be perfect, and I needed to be so much more than I actually had to be, and just being myself. But now I've turned that pain into purpose, and into this podcast, into this movement, into this energy that I've created for myself and that I'm projecting out to try and help others learn and grow and shift through their own personal experiences into their own evolution, help them evolve. In closing, I'd like to say the ice doesn't care about your last mistake. Life doesn't care about your last failure. But you should. Not to punish yourself, but to empower yourself. Use it as fuel to move forward. A growth mindset isn't just a belief. It's a choice. It's a daily decision. We all have the ability to choose it each and every day. We have the choice of free will. And we can choose to practice it. And we can choose to live it. Because you're not broken. You're becoming. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of the Ovolve podcast, where we don't avoid failure, we turn it into fuel. If this episode sparks something in you, share it with a teammate, a coach, or someone who needs a reminder that their fall is a part of their rise. Until next time, keep evolving, keep evolving. I'm Mason Cromwell, and this is Ovolve.